All right, welcome back to 40-Day Refresh. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important lessons in this whole thing, which is on emotions. So emotions are super powerful. I want you to remember this little triangle. The beliefs that you have in your heart cause the thoughts that you're having in your mind. Those thoughts cause you to generate feelings and emotions. And so the emotions that you're having are all rooted in the beliefs that you have in your heart. Okay, the number one belief we need to have out of everything, nothing is impossible with God, is the number one belief we need to have in our heart. Anything that's otherwise, tends to cause emotions. We get fear and stress and anxiety and all these such things. I want you to think about this. Your emotions are the bridge. They are the translator between your spirit and your physical body. They're in the middle. They're the translator, letting you know what's happening in your spiritual part of you, which means that it's the beliefs that you hold in your heart. Okay, the beliefs that you hold in the inner person of the heart, as the Bible tells us. Your emotions are the signal letting you know in your physical body what you believe in your heart and when something might be off. And so you can use your emotions as indicators, maybe when you need to make an adjustment in your mindset and the beliefs that you have in your heart. So first thing, we need to tune in. Is something causing you to be stressed, anxious, frustrated, overwhelmed, insecure, out of control, angry, fearful, whatever it may be, and you don't know why? Just something pushes your buttons and it triggers that response. Okay? The first step is I'm aware of it happening. Second step is I've got good news for you. Anything is possible. You can rewire that in an instant. Okay? All it takes is a change of heart about what you believe about that situation, what you believe to be true about that situation, and you can respond in a completely different way. The problem wasn't the external environment. The problem was it pushed a button that triggered a response on the inside of you, and we can reprogram that. How do you reprogram it? Step number one, we go back to the very beginning of this program. Forgive. So if you ever find you're not showing up in the world the way that you want to show up, okay? Maybe you're not being the person that you want to be. You don't know why you got stressed or angry or overwhelmed. You snapped at that person, whatever it was. You don't know why you're showing up that way. Go back to the basics. Forgive. Receive forgiveness from God. God, I'm sorry that I responded that way. Forgive yourself. Most people forget that one. And then reconcile with anybody that you need to forgive or need to receive forgiveness from. Forgive on 3 levels. And then the question is, what were you believing that caused you to react that way? Maybe you were tight on money and we doubted that God was going to supply our needs for us like he promised that he would. Okay? And so we freak out about finances. Or maybe who knows what it is. You're believing something that's maybe not true and it's causing you to react in that scenario there. And so we have to replace those lies with truth. And then finally, the most powerful thing that I've learned, we're going to go over more of this when we get into later on in my book, Cracking Heaven's Code, and the courses that go with that. But the imagination. The imagination is this super powerful thing. It's this continuous video loop that's playing in your mind all the time. And it is, remember we talked about table turners. The number one thing that matters. When we talked about everything emotions, the number one thing is your imagination. Okay? Your imagination is the shortcut to reprogram all of that stuff so that you show up and you respond as the person that you want to be. How do you do that? Your imagination combines the beliefs in your heart, your thoughts, and your emotions into one video loop. You think about it, a really strong picture on the inside generates feelings. And so what I found is this: if you have an area of your life that you are struggling in, I can guarantee, it's guaranteed, you are playing a negative video loop and you're generating negative feelings on the inside. You can feel those emotions circulating. I like to say emotions are like the powder in the bottom of a glass and you can stir them up. Okay? You can feel them stirring and circulating in your system. And your imagination is one of the things that can do that. So you need to take the time, take a few minutes every day to begin to visualize that area spinning in a different direction and get that image so strong to the point where it generates feelings of peace and joy. Okay, is one of the biggest things you can do. Now, one of the other things about emotions, emotions must be processed and cleared out of your system. So you think about the idea of stirring those emotions in your system. They stay in there until they get out of your system. So the longer you let anger and stress and fear and these types of things circulate in your system, the more they become a part of you. Okay? We have to get them cleared out of the system. Now, the good news is you can stir yourself up. You can stir in faith and joy and gratitude and peace and security and love. You can stir those things in on purpose and they become a part of you as well. It's one of the greatest gifts God's given you. They give you feedback. They give you letting you know when you need to make adjustments, and you can stir yourself up so that you become the person that you want to become. Emotions are extremely powerful, and the biggest lesson, let's start to take back. If I find myself showing up not as the person that I want to be, I can fix it. Okay, I can make adjustments. Use your imagination to begin to reprogram those areas of your life that are not going well, and maybe you're not showing up as the person that you want to be.